Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm the LeaderMan's festive sidekick, Matt Horsley. It is cold and wet. Today would be a really cold winter day in Southern California. For us, it's just a kind of a cold, miserable, rainy day. Text your tips.
It especially is cold when your nose is all stuffed up.
Yes, it is. Text your tips and comments to 910-690-0116, 910-690-0116.
No mercy for the sick here.
Never is.
Don't forget, we are being seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link. One tap of that will get you there. If you're on a mobile device, the YouTube app will get you what you need. Just put Mornings with the LeaderMan, LeaderMan all one word, into the search. If you're on your mobile device, just need audio. Well, tune in. iTunes are two of the good players that will work with us. Many others will also. Just put WEEB in the search. And if you need it off of our website, that crystal clear digital audio stream is available 24/7, 365 in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages where the icon says Listen Live. One tap of that, and you are listening that quick. Weather for us today, cloudy with rain, likely on and off. Look for a high today of 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy and isolated showers will be tapering off during the overnight, low of 36. And then for Thursday, back to sunshine, mostly sunny with a high of 58. Friday, sunny 56. Saturday, partly cloudy 56. And Sunday, 30% chance of scattered showers, mostly cloudy and 58. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are north-northwest at 5, visibility 6 statute miles. Pressure is 2962, dew point 37, humidity maxed out at 100%. Light scattered showers and 37 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. All righty. It is 7:29 past the hour. Let's move on to our morning.
I'm beginning to think that what I've got here is just a severe allergy because I got nothing outside of just the impact on my upper respiratory system. And I don't even have the lung stuff, so it's really just my nose.
What is it? I guess the bomber, the Austin, Texas bomber, has been found, and he blew himself up when he was discovered. As police approached him in his car early this morning, so he took the coward's way out, and he's no longer with us. So now they're going to have to figure out what this was all about. I give kudos to the law enforcement that tracked him down very quickly.
Hear, hear.
Once they got their head pointed where they needed to point, he left enough evidence behind. They started running down every single piece of the leftover bombs till they got to find out where he bought it or where it came from and what they all had in common. Get a common point, get security cameras, and then he delivered a package to FedEx, which I'm sure had security cameras. They haven't exactly said how they tracked him down yet.
Frankly, they shouldn't, in my opinion.
And they haven't released his name either. But
they're still trying to put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Come on now. I saw the smile. Even you thought that was funny, Steve. Yes.
No, it didn't. It's too obvious.
Are you saying I bombed again?
There's no cleverness to it. These are jokes that your 4-year-old sister would tell you.
I don't have a 4-year-old sister.
Well, if you did,
it's
the type of joke she'd tell you. Let's see.
I think you just got a short fuse, Steve.
I don't know whether this is worth playing or not. I'm going to skip it. I don't like it. All right, women who say they've had an affair with Trump are coming out of the woodwork. Let's meet the latest accuser. His former kindergarten teacher in 1998's Playmate of the Year, Karen McDougal. Here's her bio, dating game style.
She's Karen McDougal, Playboy Magazine's December 1997. The following year, she was crowned Playmate of the Year for 1998. She's a former kindergarten teacher whose friend convinced her to participate in a swimsuit competition. After that, she was approached by a Playboy photographer, and the rest is history. So long, kindergartners. Looks like you're getting a new teacher. Back then, she said her turn-ons were blue eyes, bubble butts, and enjoying strawberries and champagne in a hot tub. She's been described as a typical Midwestern girl from Gary, Indiana, with qualities of the girl next door. If you took the girl next door to a plastic surgeon and shoved giant implants in her chest. She appeared in the movies Charlie's Angels and Joe Dirt, which makes sense because she's been described as a down-to-earth girl who's the epitome of a playmate. And now it sounds like she's got the dirt. She's Karen McDougal. Back to you.
That was pretty. Kudos to the guys in back there. That's pretty good.
That's the. She got $150,000. She was trying to sell her story to the Enquirer tabloid, and she did for $150,000. But she also signed an agreement that she would not say no more to anyone.
She sold the story. End of story. She doesn't own it anymore.
Yeah, and consequently, they didn't ever run it. They buried it. They say that the publisher is a friend of Trump's, so he basically captured and killed it.
Maybe that's true.
And now she's trying to get. She sees Stormy Daniels seeing her getting over here, getting all rich from getting her name relevant back in the press by shouting, "I had sex with the president. I had sex with the president," and breaching her deal, which is cost her every dime she makes for the rest of her life for breaching the deal. But in the meantime, she's cranking out her porn films, selling them at a premium, and getting a whole lot of hits online, and featured stripper at clubs all over the country. So that's how she got her name back on top, and this girl will do it too.
And we're going to have her in studio tomorrow. Is that right, Steve?
She's still over at my place. I want to see. I have to do my research and see what the president sees in these.
Well, yeah,
these brainless women.
I think I speak for you also when I say that we're shocked that Donald Trump was having affairs, and
yeah, with his wife. Yeah,
astounded. Well, maybe not, because he was doing that a lot. I mean, we knew that when he was elected, so.
Well, we knew the allegations.
No, he admitted that he had affairs. We knew all this
And
stuff.
America proved they didn't care with Bill Clinton. All the Jennifer Flowers and the rape allegations, and with, what was the girl's name that she claimed?
Lewinsky?
No. Of course, there was the Lewinsky thing, too. I won't say Donna.
Donna was Hart's guy.
This is the one he came to her hotel room and dropped his pants. And she said, "I'm not that kind of girl."
Oh, yeah. She won a big lawsuit against him.
Yeah, at one point, like $1.9 million that Hillary paid. Something of that nature.
I know, it was a lot of money.
But anyway.
Juanita Broderick was the most shocking one.
Yeah,
even
right there in the hallways of the Oval Office.
CBS. No. That Juanita Broderick was in a hotel room. That was back when he was running for governor. She was a member of his campaign, one of his campaign volunteers, and he went up to her room, and she says he raped her and bit her lip. As he was walking out, said, "You better put some ice on that." And then later on, we find out that's kind of a signature thing with him. He bites their lip and then tells them.
Well, he does have that lower extended jaw,
I guess. But at any rate, I don't think any of this is going to have any impact because we knew all pretty much. We didn't know names or whatever, but we knew he was a playboy.
Well, the press would jump all over it, but they didn't with Bill Clinton. You know, the conservative press gave it some time, but the liberal media, they just may have given it a second or two. When it got to Lewinsky, it was just too hot of item to leave out. All right. Well, we've all seen it where some woman can drive her boyfriend to do stupid things. Someone posted a video online of a couple arguing on the sidewalk, and suddenly the guy turns around and runs head first into a store window. Fortunately, the window won. He bounced off it and landed on his bahunkus. But here's the soundtrack for you.
I just want you to listen to me. You're not listening to me.
Imagine if that thing had broken and sliced his neck off. Our feel-good story this morning.
Oh, good.
A couple in New Orleans, or Nolans, who met on jury duty, got married the other day in the same courtroom where they met by the same judge. Her name was Robin Pittman, and she talks at the end of the clip. The couple is Chris and Sarah Gear.
She was wearing a red jacket, and so she stood out, and I thought it would be nice to end up on a jury with her.
I definitely liked him at first, so I suggested he be the foreman.
I was juror number 1, and she was juror number 7, the alternate, so very nearly missed out. This is awesome. I'm getting married today.
I now pronounce you to be husband and wife. Congratulations, Chris. You may kiss your bride.
I've been using it each and every time I go down to welcome the jurors here at Criminal District Court. And I let them know that they never know they may be sitting next to their next boyfriend or girlfriend, next fiance. Like just telling people that we met at criminal court and then going on to say it was jury duty.
I'm completely in. I still don't understand how this worked out. I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's jury duty. Everyone is there, and we are so compatible and in love, and I am very happy.
Yes, me too.
We're happy for you. You remember the shooting in Maryland? What was it? 2 days ago.
Where the deputy shot the kid
Yeah. A kid shot 2 students at the high school in Maryland. It was yesterday.
yesterday.
And then, it sure got pushed right off the front page, didn't it?
Well,
with the
Stormy
Austin
Daniels.
boomer. With the Austin bomber. Anyway, and then died in the exchange of gunfire with the school officer. One of the victims has life-threatening injuries, and one is in stable condition. The officer who responded quickly and engaged the shooter is named Blaine Gaskell. The student in this clip is Jonathan Freeze, and the man at the end is Sheriff Tim Cameron.
It happened in the art hallway. That's pretty much all I know at the moment. I'm still a little shaken up by it even happening. I didn't think it would really happen.
You know, this is what we train for, this is what we prepare for, and this is what we pray that we never have to do.
Well, thank goodness he was there and did what he was trained to do, unlike Florida. You think that sheriff down there has a chance of ever getting reelected?
Well, I guess it depends on the district. What's his name? Marion Barry got reelected in Washington, D.C., so just depends on how hardcore partisan people are.
2 drag racers in the middle of the race, and both of the cars blew up at almost the exact same time. The drivers were okay. The flying parts didn't hit anybody. So I guess it's okay to laugh at this as it was announced.
Oh, kaboom! Twice. Both of them blow the bodies off right in the lights. Unbelievable moment here. A couple of roadsters going down there through the shutdown area as both drivers are fighting for control. It was a tremendous side-by-side race, and just before the finish line lights, Robert's car blew up, and literally moments later, Matt did the same thing.
That's some horrific video to watch when they've had accidents where all these car parts go flying into the stands. That's just horrible to watch. I'm glad nothing like that happened there. And you know what? And I'm really glad that the only one that ended up dead yesterday was the kid shooting. I truly regret that a 17-year-old was killed doing that. That was the right thing to do. He needed to be. It's an awful thing, but thank God he didn't kill his targets.
Let's see here.
That same rationale that the sheriff used in that clip we had earlier applies to concealed carry. Your chances are that you'll never, ever, ever have to even draw your gun in public. But in the event you're at the wrong place at the right time, you just may have to defend yourself or someone else.
Lindsay Lohan is now doing commercials for Lawyer.com.
Lawyer.com?
Yeah. She makes fun of herself and all her DUIs. And
when Lawyer.com first reached out to me, I was confused and a little scared because I thought I was in trouble. But when they asked me to be their spokesperson, I was intrigued. After meeting with the team, I realized Lawyer.com is just about helping people. From getting a DUI, let's not pretend like I didn't get one, or 2, or 3, or some others. It's so simple, and it's free. All you have to do is go online or give us a call. So let's get started, because at Lawyer.com, we're always here for you.
She's so funny. Driving drunk. It's not like that ever kills or maims anyone.
All right, well, the put-down boys, late-night put-down boys, let's see how they're putting down the president now. First up in the queue, Jimmy Fallon about Trump calling Putin.
President Trump called Vladimir Putin to congratulate him on his re-election. Yep, he called Putin on the phone, or as Trump calls it, a pootie call.
Kimmel's next about Trump's other affair with the so-called Playboy model.
A former Playboy model named Karen McDougal claims she had sex with Donald Trump in the same room at the same golf tournament where he met Stormy Daniels in 2006, which, what kind of room service do they have at this hotel?
And then Seth, I Told Like a Girl Myers, talks about Trump and the Prince of Saudi, or I should say Saudi Arabia.
President Trump today met with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia at the White House. The prince asked for Trump's help fighting terrorism, and Trump asked for 3 wishes.
One of these days, Seth, one of your 2 will drop. You have to think about that one.
That was the least funny of the 3 jokes, I got to say.
All right. Well, yesterday we didn't have time for this, so today we're going to do it first. And that is, we'll check Matt's testosterone level.
Oh, yes.
And find out if he's more of a man or is his feminine side dominating him today.
Is the deck stacked against me yet again, Steve?
Because we all have testosterone and estrogen in us.
I'll take that as a yes.
It's just a question of how much. Well, let's find out about Matt. All right, these are questions that women should know the answer to. Tell us the state where Oprah was born. Was it Mississippi or Indiana?
It was Mississippi.
That is correct. What was the original cookie sold by the Girl Scouts? Was it shortbread cookies or chocolate chip?
Shortbread.
That is correct. And studies have shown that a woman is more likely to conceive a child around what time? Around a full moon or during March Madness?
When she's ovulating. March Madness.
Oh, come on. All right, well, you got your 66% full of testosterone. Let's see, of estrogen.
Yes.
Let's see how full of testosterone you are as we ask questions that for women that real men will know the answer to.
Yes.
So much so you don't even need a multiple choice.
Nah.
Research shows men prefer these mounted 24 inches from the floor. What are they?
These mounted 24 inches from the floor. They're testicles.
Let's see if you can do it with the multiple choice here. Urinals, big screen televisions, or footrests at the bar.
24 inches from the floor. That would be a relative thing. I'm going to say urinals.
It is urinals. You get a half a point. In baseball, how wide is the regulation home plate? Is it 12 inches, 14 inches, or 18 inches?
It is 18 inches. 14 inches.
It is 14 inches. Half a point. And the average American man spends about 3,500 hours doing this during his lifetime. Is it? I'll give you multiple. You want to go ahead and guess?
How many hours?
3,500.
3,500 doing this during his lifetime. Shaving.
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh, I should have given you answers. Laughing, shaving, or bathing.
Yeah.
You probably would have gone with bathing, wouldn't you?
It's interesting how my multiple choice on that one only gave me a 33.3% chance, whereas the other one gave me a 50% chance. Almost like it's stacked.
No.
Maybe,
we wouldn't cheat here.
Maybe just a little bit.
Well, if you're a real man, it should not faulty. Anyway, you got more testosterone, more estrogen and testosterone in you.
Well, of course.
So, again, your feminine side wins out.
Oh, yes, it does, Steve. Here's an interesting factoid based solely on anecdotal evidence. That is that Europe seems to know how to. I'm guessing that urinals are designed by men in Europe and women in the United States. Because in Europe, you don't get the splatter. It's here, it's the only thing they could do worse here is just make it an absolutely flat surface angled directly back at you.
TMI.
No, it's not. It's just a design. It's an engineering issue.
Earlier this year, WWE boss Vince McMahon announced that he's bringing back his failed football league, the XFL, in 2020. But now Vince and the NFL are going to have even more competition. A guy named Charlie Ebersol is launching another new league called the Alliance of American Football, the AAF, and that it'll arrive sooner than the XFL in February 9th of next year, the week after the Super Bowl. Interestingly enough, Charlie is the son of Dick Ebersol, who was McMahon's partner on the original XFL. And Charlie has also directed a documentary on the XFL that aired last year as part of ESPN's 30 for 30 series. But he's got some former NFL people working on his new league for him, including former NFL general manager Bill Polian. The players' side of the league will be overseen by former Pittsburgh Steeler Troy Polamalu, and the team side will be led by UFC standout executive J.K. McKay. Charlie believes there's room for another football league because millions of Americans stop watching sports and playing fantasy during the NFL offseason. And he also says there's plenty of talent out there. Quote, are 28,000 Division I football players. Only 1,700 have NFL jobs. We're looking for those Kurt Warners working in grocery stores, and we think we will find them. And I guess scouts will look at them too. So we'll see how all that works out. All right. Let's look at this day in history. This, of course, being the, 21st day?
Yes, sir.
Spring starts today. No, it started in February. We're just getting what was supposed to be here in February today. 127 years ago in 1891, the family feud between the Hatfield and McCoys ended with a marriage. The feud started in 1862 over an attempted elopement of Hatfield and McCoy and a McCoy over Floyd Hatfield stealing a hog belonging to Randolph McCoy. 53 years ago in 1965, Dr. Martin Luther King led 3,000 civil rights demonstrators on a 54-mile march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama, to demand voting rights for blacks. By the end of the march, 25,000 people had joined. 49 years ago in 69, one day after getting married, John Lennon and Yoko Ono began their bed in for peace in an Amsterdam hotel room. Just the thought of Yoko Ono in 48 years ago in 1970, ABC's Tito Jackson and the Jackson 5 was released. The song was Tito's second hit and also his second hit to go number one. 38 years ago in 1980, President Jimmy Carter announced that the U.S. Olympic team announced to them that they would not participate in the 1980 Summer Games in Moscow as a boycott against Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. And 34 years ago in 84, a portion of Central Park, New York, was renamed Strawberry Fields in honor of John Lennon. In 89, Dick Clark announced that he was stepping down as host of American Bandstand after 33 years. In 1989, Sports Illustrated reported allegation that Pete Rose bet on baseball. It took him until 2004 to admit it. Now he's banned from Baseball Hall of Fame, but he's still hoping they'll restore his eligibility one day. In 94, Michael Jordan was cut from the Chicago White Sox roster and sent to the minors. In 94, the 66 Academy Awards, Bruce Springsteen won Best Song for Streets of Philadelphia. Steven Spielberg won his first two Oscars, Best Picture and Best Director for Schindler's List. And 21 years ago, in 1997, Selena was released, starring Jennifer Lopez. And 19 years ago, at the 99 71st Academy Awards, Steven Spielberg won Best Director for Saving Private Ryan. Those celebrating birthdays today, they include, let's see, Jasmine, we don't even know her, Scott Eastwood that's Clint's son, 32 years old today. He was in Pacific Rim Fury, The Longest Ride, Suicide Squad, and Snowden. Kevin Federline, yeah, you know him as K-Fed or as Britney Spears' ex-husband. He's 40 years old today. Of course, he's from Celebrity Fit Club, superstar and musical genius. Say that with quotes. Let's see, Matthew Broderick, 56 today. Rosie O'Donnell is 56. It's one of Matt's idols.
Yes.
Gary Oldman.
Big, fat, lesbian Rosie.
Gary Oldman, fresh off his Oscar for The Darkest Hour, is 60. Rose Stone, Sly and the Family Stone organist, is 73. And Timothy Dalton, widely considered the weakest James Bond, is 72 today. All right, things we need to know so we don't sound stupid today. Former Beatle Ringo Starr was knighted yesterday and is now Sir Richard Starkey, one of the Beatles, always a Beatle. And as I always say, once a knight is enough. Harrison Ford says they began production on the next Indiana Jones movie in London last month. Melissa Joan Hart is heading back to TV for Clarissa Explains It All reboot. Sex in the City, well, we did that one yesterday. Let's see. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the next in line to be king of Saudi Arabia, met with President Trump at the White House yesterday. The world's last remaining male northern white rhino has died in Kenya at the age of 45. Let's see. A team funded by Microsoft, co-founder Paul Allen discovered the wreckage of the USS Juno that was torpedoed by the Japanese and sunk with more than 600 aboard, including 5 brothers during World War II. There were, there were 10 survivors. There's talks underway to try to get the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox to play 2-game series in London next year. The Weinstein Company has filed for bankruptcy and has torn up legal contracts that keep sexual harassment victims from speaking out. A report says climate change is making allergy season worse for people.
Climate change, that's the culprit.
Now you know what's got you stopped up. I got
climate change in my nose.
Climate change.
The East Coast is getting their 4th nor'easter in a month. They're filling it up north, big time. Washington's expected to get 9 inches of snow today. And a new book claims Queen Elizabeth called Camilla the wicked woman after a few martinis. Today's impossible question. A recent poll of adults reveals that around 20% of us eat this every day. What is it?
That is impossible, Steve.
A bowl of cereal.
I like a bowl of cereal.
So now you know. 36 degrees, light showers in the area.
We'll start the day with a wintry mix of patches of light snow and sleet and some areas of light rain in the morning. The northern third or so of the state, some light accumulations possible. It'll be cloudy and cold, and then in the afternoon, some patchy light showers or isolated flurries. Highs today ranging from around 40 in northernmost parts of the state to about 50 in the south. Those temperatures coming late. Tonight, an evening flurry or sprinkle possible. Some clearing later with lows upper 20s to mid-30s. I'm meteorologist Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
97.3 FM and 990 AM. WPDB Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen. And on the web at talk973.com.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jeremy House. Residents of Austin, Texas are breathing a little easier today in the wake of an announcement by Police Chief Brian Manley concerning a suspect in a series of bombings this month.
The suspect is deceased and has significant injuries from a blast that occurred from detonating a bomb inside his vehicle.
Authorities say despite the good news, they're concerned that there may be other package bombs still out there. Another powerful storm is bearing down on the northeast and mid-Atlantic today. National Weather Service meteorologist Mark Chenard says high winds could cause trouble in coastal areas.
We're looking at winds gusting around 50 miles an hour, possibly 50-55 along both the mid-Atlantic and southern New England coast. And we're also looking at minor to moderate coastal flooding across portions of the mid-Atlantic and New England coasts.
Cancellations mounted at airports from Washington to Boston. The Senate Intelligence Committee today holds a rare open hearing on election security, a key part of its Russian hacking investigation.
Intelligence Committee Chairman Senator Richard Burr says it's clear Russia did penetrate election systems and at least one voter database.
So here's an opportunity to hear from secretaries, the technical folks at DHS and other experts.
But that won't be the end of it.
That hearing will be followed up at some point with the report, first as a declassified overview.
And then, says Senator Burr, the entire report will be released to the public. In the meantime, the Intelligence Committee urges the federal government to help the states ramp up their election systems in order to prevent future hacking attacks. Linda Kenyon, Capitol Hill.
World shares have been mostly lower today as some markets have given back early gains ahead of the Federal Reserve's first decision on interest rates since the appointment of its new chairman, Jerome Powell. In early trading, Germany's DAX lost 0.1%. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is Jack from Banyan Hill. You like freedom? I do. You like money? I do too. If you like freedom and money, then you're going to love Freedom Checks. You see, over the next few months, an estimated $34.6 billion is up for grabs to anyone who stakes their claim. Yep, you heard right. $34.6 billion. To get all the details, just go to www.freedomchecks123.com. Thousands of people are already lined up to cash in. Take Doug, for example. He's a 46-year-old from Joplin, Missouri, who's set to get a check for $24,075. And if Doug can do this, I've got a hunch that you can too. But here's the thing. If you want a chance to grab your full share of this $34.6 billion payout, you must have your ducks in a row by April 1st. So don't wait. Get over to www.freedomchecks123.com before the April 1st deadline. That's www.freedomchecks123.com.
United Airlines is suspending its pet shipping service after 2 dogs wound up being sent to the wrong places in just 1 week.
Well, they say they're going to be talking to experts on pet care and safety to try and see if there are changes that need to be made. They also say they're going to step up the oversight of pets being loaded and unloaded, that there's going to have to be a supervisor watching every time an animal is put in or taken out of the cargo hold.
Correspondent David Koenig reporting. Negotiations over a $1.3 trillion government spending bill are dragging on as Congress slides closer to an end-of-the-week deadline to pass legislation or risk a federal shutdown. Republican leaders had hoped talks would wrap up so they could begin voting in the days ahead. They already missed Monday's deadline to file the bill. Neither party in Congress wants a repeat of the government shutdowns that have punctuated budget battles this year. News and analysis at townhall.com. President Trump is facing more legal action from women in his past. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
A judge is allowing a defamation lawsuit brought by a former contestant on The Apprentice to move forward. Summer Zervos accuses Donald Trump of unwanted sexual contact and is suing the president for dismissing her claims as lies. Meanwhile, a former Playboy model who says she had an affair with Donald Trump is seeking to invalidate an agreement that prohibited her from discussing the relationship. Karen McDougal has filed a lawsuit against a media company alleging she was paid $150,000 for the rights to her story, but the story never ran. Greg Clugston, the White House.
The board of Cambridge Analytica says that it suspended CEO Alexander Nix pending a full independent investigation of his actions. The board cited comments Nix made to an undercover reporter for Britain's Channel 4 News and other allegations of wrongdoing for its action. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Serving more people, more places, 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call will be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
You've heard the comment, save your energy. Well, Comfort Services can save your energy bill and make your home more comfortable. Specializing in installation, HVAC, and comprehensive air quality services. Locally owned since 2003, Comfort Services is nationally certified and a Carrier Energy Expert dealer with highly qualified technicians. Go to ComfortServicesInc.com or call 910-695-2665 on Highway 5 next to Habitat in Aberdeen. 910-695-2665.
It's just a call away. Comfort Services.
Does the idea of getting out into US 1 traffic make you cringe? The increasing traffic and impersonal service of chain drugstores is a reminder of why we like small town life. Hello, I'm Pat McLean, and I would like to welcome you to McLean Drug. We are located at 735 South Bennett Street beside Gold's Gym. It's all here. Friendly, helpful service, convenient access, drive-through window, and discount prices. So stop by or give us a call at 246-9355.
McLean Drug on Bennett Street in Southern Pines for the personal prescription touch.
Easter calls for ham, and Honey Baked Ham in Aberdeen has bone-in or boneless hams in many varieties, fully cooked, ready to serve. Also turkey and beef options. Choose your appetizers, side dishes, salads, and desserts. Reserve your order online at honeybakedham.com and click on Find Your Store or call 910-246-1830. Honey Baked Ham, Best Buy Shopping Center in Aberdeen. Serving lunch every day at the cafe. 910-246-1830. Can't find time to go to the dentist? Go to Sandhills Weekend Dental in West End. Open Wednesday through Saturday at 9 a.m. Dr. Terry Ann Sams does general dentistry, dental implants, crowns, and preventive care. Look for the Little White House up on the hill on Highway 211 west of Harris Teeter. Go to sandhillsweekenddental.com or call 910-687-4423. You won't have to wait weeks for an appointment. 910-687-4423. 687-4423.
Eat, kiss, and smile better.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I bet you've never asked yourself the following question. Who is the most famous frog in the world? Well, I actually have. And the answer I came up with has a tie to
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. It's snowing in the mountains and Piedmont regions of North Carolina this morning. Brandon Locklear is a meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Raleigh.
We're still seeing snow that is extending back over the North Carolina foothills. There's even a band of showers all the way over upstate South Carolina where it's a little bit warmer. But the big thing here is that, the actual precipitation rates are really light. So we're not going to have that real heavy burst that we saw with the last event. And that should keep the snow accumulations down.
The suspected Austin bomber is dead after blowing himself up inside his vehicle this morning. The confrontation happened during a pursuit on I-35 in Round Rock, north of Austin. The bomber detonated the device as SWAT team members closed in. Omar Villafranca has more.
They don't know if he had mailed other bombs, and they're out there, out in the community. They also don't know if this person was working alone, and that if his death is going to set this other possible suspect off. So they just want to make sure that everybody is still vigilant and on their toes.
Congress is up against another Friday deadline to pass a $1.3 trillion spending bill. CBS News contributor and Washington Post correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
They're supposed to be off starting next week for a 2-week Easter break, but there are significant disagreements still over immigration policy, over some other potential changes in health care policy.
North Carolina lawmakers are sitting down today in Raleigh to get information about school safety and student safety in the aftermath of the Florida school shooting before recommending what changes their colleagues should support. 2 growing craft breweries are suing over a North Carolina law that makes them turn over distribution to another company once they've sold more than 25,000 barrels in a year. You're listening to NCN News.
Can you remember the last time you had a great night's sleep? How you felt the next morning? More energized, more alive. Feel the difference of deeper sleep daily with the new Tomorrow mattress. Designed by the world's leading sleep experts at Serta Simmons Bedding and delivered right to your door. Use promo code HAPPY for up to $250 in savings when purchasing a mattress, foundation, and sleep protector. That's tomorrowsleep.com promo code HAPPY.
I'm Patrick Johnson with this week's Undaunted ECU Spotlight, and it shines on men's tennis redshirt sophomore Austin Allen from Asheboro High School. This aspiring physician is majoring in biochemistry and was recently awarded a prestigious internship with the East Carolina Heart Institute. Actively involved in the community, Allen is also president of ECU's Student Athlete Advisory Committee. East Carolina celebrates Austin Allen and all of our undaunted student athletes. For the latest on ECU athletics, visit ECUPirates.com.
Weather-weary residents are bracing for the 4th nor'easter in 3 weeks. DeMarco Morgan is in Hagerstown, Maryland this morning.
For millions in the Northeast, the second day of spring feels a lot like the height of winter.
I don't think we can handle another nor'easter.
It's the 4th nor'easter in less than 3 weeks.
It's trying, it's cold, it's a lot of work. It's testing our patience.
More than 250,000 customers lost power in New England during the last storm. And with more wet and heavy snow piling up, the fear is that outages may be widespread again. Today, parts of New York could see up to a foot of snow falling 1 to 3 inches per hour.
Authorities say 2 suspected MS-13 gang members wanted for murder in Virginia have been arrested in North Carolina. Police in Prince William County, Virginia, accused 19-year-old Dennis Alvarez and 23-year-old Eric Gonzalez in the March 13th shooting death of an unknown male. Reducing knee pain without going under the knife.
People with arthritic knee pain often turn to surgery and even knee replacement, but there may be a new surgery
surgery-free fix for those bad knees. Researchers at the Vascular Institute of Virginia have found that inserting microparticles into small blood vessels around the knee help reduce pain and improve function in arthritic knees. Much of the pain from knee arthritis comes from inflammation in the lining of the knee joint, and small blood vessels created by the arthritis feed the inflammation by increasing the blood flow. Blocking these blood vessels with microparticles reduces the inflammation and pain, and apparently with no adverse side effects. Jim Chenevy, CBS News. Authorities have arrested a North Carolina college student who they say wrote about committing a school shooting and told a doctor he couldn't wait to buy a gun to do it. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says 20-year-old Matthew Saavedra, a student at UNC Charlotte, was voluntarily committed. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
We'll see a lot of clouds and cold temperatures today, and during the morning, some patches of light snow and sleet over the northern half or so of the state. Light rain further south. Could see a few light accumulations in northernmost areas. During the afternoon, mainly light showers and maybe a stray flurry. Highs ranging from around 40 in the north to 50 in the south late in the day. Tonight, a flurry or sprinkle here and there in the evening. Some clearing later. Lows upper 20s to mid 30s. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy tomorrow. Highs 52 to 58. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, we got light showers and 36 degrees still. Humidity 100%, dew point 36. Pressure 2962, winds north of 3, visibility is at 9 statute miles. It's 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday hump day. A consultant is recommending that the village of Pinehurst split its historic district into 3 smaller ones. The pilot reporting that last year the village hired New South Associates to re-examine the local historic district adopted by the village council in September of 2006. As a result, the consulting firm has proposed 3 smaller districts: Old Village Center, Village West, and the school district. New South said in its report that these recommended districts are associated with their own historical context and physical development, and acknowledged that special characters of different areas within the village. According to the proposed plan, all properties located within the current historic district will be included in one of the 3 smaller proposed districts. The village council and its appointed Historic Preservation Commission held a joint meeting Tuesday afternoon to discuss the recommendations and receive public input. The council will have final say on whether to approve the change. A pickup truck crashed through a utility pole last night in Southern Pines, cutting the pole in half and closing the roadway. Emergency responders were dispatched at 11:43 in the evening to a vehicle that had hit a pole in the 500 block of South May Street near East Illinois Avenue. The first arriving responders found a Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck had hit a utility pole, cutting the pole in half and bringing the lines down in the area. Although the pickup sustained heavy damage in the accident, the driver was not injured and remained at the scene of the accident, speaking to law enforcement. This year will likely be the last year that Pinecrest, Union Pines, and Northmore high schools recognize a single graduating senior with the highest grade point average as valedictorian. The pilot reporting that the student with the greatest academic accolades, quantified by GPS, has long been the tradition of graduation speakers at high schools throughout North America. But school staff say the practice is bestowing honors on only the 2 top students in each class, regardless of how many students graduated with a GPA 4.0, encourages excessive competition and can place students under undue stress. Last week, the Moore County Board of Education approved a plan to phase out the valedictorian and salutatorian distinctions, beginning with the class of 2019, and ultimately convert to the Latin honor system for the class of 22. Spurred by changes to statewide grading policies that North Carolina passed in 2014, some of the state's largest school districts are already using the cum laude system to recognize outstanding graduates. Those changes primarily affected students who started in high school in 2015 or current juniors. That's your latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:17.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The two-seeded Blue Devils taking on Syracuse Friday night in the Midwest Regional Semifinals. On Tuesday, Coach Mike Krzyzewski discussed this year's tournament's strange dealings and how the Blue Devils have been able to find success so far to make it to the Sweet 16.
I thought our team did a great job in Pittsburgh. I thought we played really well and handled what sometimes is, for a young group, could be a very pressure situation. I thought they were pretty much at ease. And it showed in how we played. I thought Grayson did a great job of leading us during those two games.
On the ice last night, the Carolina Hurricanes played the first of their final 10 games of the regular season, and the outcome is what you might expect. The Edmonton Oilers rode a 3-goal first period and beat the Canes 7-3 in Raleigh.
Yeah, no, we weren't very good. There wasn't the only thing that was probably good was our power play there, and was it in the first, late in the first, or at some point in the first period we had a power play. We won 4 face-offs, got the puck back a bunch, and ended up with a bunch of shots in a small period of time and ended up with a goal. So I thought our power play was good there, but that was probably the shining moment of the game.
Some drama for Buffalo Bills wide receiver Zay Jones. The former ECU standout was arrested on Monday night after officers responded to a disturbance in downtown L.A. It followed a naked, bloody argument with Jones and his brother, Vikings wide receiver Caleb Jones. Cell phone video of some of the event was captured online and posted by celebrity gossip rag TMZ. Jones in the video there saying he wants to fight for Jesus. TMZ reports he tried to squeeze through a hole in a window, but Caleb restrained him until police arrived and arrested him for felony vandalism. This is NCN Sports.
A Democrat in the governor's mansion, an unconventional Republican in the White House, new state, House, and Senate election maps, all important factors for politics and public policy in North Carolina. What does it all mean? Carolina Journal has the answers, available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
The Carolina Hurricanes Homegrown Series has been celebrating North Carolina music, art, beer, food, and T-shirts all season long, and you and I have only one more opportunity to enjoy it. It's Saturday, March 31st, as the Canes host the Rangers. The final Homegrown Series night will allow you to indulge in a savory fried green tomatoes dish, beer from Apex's Brewprint Brewing Company, and you can take home one of only 200 T-shirts specially designed by Asheville T-Shirt Company. Learn more at hurricanes.com/homegrown.
Blake Griffin narrowly missed a triple-double as the Pistons celebrated the return of Reggie Jackson by handing the shorthanded Phoenix Suns their 9th straight loss, 115-88. A last-minute meltdown caused the Oklahoma City Thunder to take a stunning loss against the Boston Celtics. Marcus Morris made a three-pointer with 1.2 seconds left to take a 199 victory Tuesday night. Memphis has turned to a favorite son in hopes of revitalizing its struggling basketball program. Penny Hardaway, who starred 2 seasons at Memphis in the early 90s before a successful NBA career, was named as the Tigers' new men's basketball coach. He replaced fired Tubby Smith. Lamar Stevens tied a career high with 30 points. Tony Carr added 25, and Penn State beat Marquette 85-80 Tuesday night to advance in the NIT semifinals. The Nittany Lions will face Mississippi State at Madison Square Garden in New York on March 27th. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
By using local businesses, you give back to your community, supporting your police, fire, and rescue departments, town maintenance, and schools. You create jobs and friendships. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals has been your plumbing contractor for many years and wants to continue serving this great community for many more to come. For outstanding service, call your local plumber, John Cole's Plumbing Professionals, 910-639-4933, 639-4933. At First Bank, North Carolina's largest independent community bank, we know you have dreams for yourself, your family, your community. The local teams at First Bank believe in your dreams, and we're on a mission to make the impossible possible. Enter our Dream It, Do It contest, and you could win up to $25,000 to make your dreams come true. For contest rules and details, go online to localfirstbank.com/dreamit-do-it or see the ads in the Pilot and local magazines.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Great news. Get into an available Ram, Jeep, Chrysler, or Dodge at invoice less all rebates. Only at Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. During the spring sales event, a new 2018 vehicle is available at invoice less all rebates. Just ask. Visit Leith today, where customers are always number one. We're easy to get to, easy to deal with, and the home of available invoice less all rebates. Leith Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aberdeen. Tax tag and $598 administrative documentary fee additional.
The Honda Dream Garage Spring event is on at Leith Honda Aberdeen. Leith Honda Aberdeen makes it easy for you with these sign and drive specials. Lease a new 2018 Honda CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $299 a month. Or lease a 2018 Honda Pilot EXL two-wheel drive for $399, both with zero do-it signing. Just sign and drive. Leith Honda Aberdeen. Easy to get to and easy to deal with. 48-month lease with approved credit. Offer expires 3/31/18.
Hi, this is Becky. My buddy Bob and I have started a new business, Pinehurst Concierge Services. We provide errand runs and transportation, grocery pickup and shopping, home sitting, same-day courier service for small businesses, and other services that'll make your day simple and easy. We are veteran and locally owned, always on time, and rates are reasonable. Go online to pinehurstconciergeservices.com or call 910-683-0555, 683-0555, that's 683-0555.
Want worry-free flooring? Innovia Extreme Clean Carpet from JB Short Carpet One has permanent stain protection built into every fiber. Most stains clean up easily with plain water, so no worries. Now, during the worry-free flooring sale, save up to 50% on select flooring store-wide, featuring Innovia Extreme Clean Carpets with special 18-month financing only at JB Short Carpet One. JB Short Carpet One, Highway 1 North between Southern Pines and Bass, or on the web at shortcarpet1.com. Finance subject to credit approval. See store for details.
From the WEEB Community Calendar.
My name is Bill Lozer, president of the Moore County Shrine Club, and thanks to the courtesy of radio stations WEEB 990 AM and 97.3 FM, the Moore County Shrine Club announces the completion of the 2-year project renovating our fish fry trailer in support of the Shrine Children's Hospitals, and we're back in business. We are now located on Highway 15501 at Roman Eagle Masonic Lodge in Aberdeen near Bernie's Hardware. Celebrating our 2-year renovation project, we are hosting an open house for the public to view our fish fry trailer on Saturday, April 14th between 12 noon and 5 p.m. with free hot dogs and hamburgers. Fish fry tickets will be on sale at discounted ticket prices to support the Shrine Children's Hospital. Please come join us for this celebration and have your picture taken with Fezzi, the giant Shriner teddy bear. Again, my name is Bill Lozer, and if you have questions, please call me at 759-0571. And remember the date, Saturday, April 14th between 12 and 5 p.m. Please come join us.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I bet you've never asked yourself the following question. Who is the most famous frog in the world? Well, I actually have. And the answer I came up with has a tie to the Republicans and the Democrats. First, though, I'll tell you about the frog, and then I'll explain about the Republican and Democrats and how they fit in the picture. Now, you probably think Kermit the Frog would be my choice for the most famous, and Kermit may indeed be the correct answer. My choice, however, is the proverbial frog in a boiling pot. You all know the story. They say if you put a frog in a boiling pot of water, he'll jump out immediately. Supposedly, if you put the same frog in a pot of water that's room temperature and slowly raise the temperature until the water's boiling, the frog won't realize it until it's too late. I think that's what's happened to our political parties, frankly. I'm not talking about the leadership. I mean normal people, people like you and me, people who want to do the right thing and want to take care of our families and don't care about all the political drama. And then, before we knew it, we found ourselves saying things like, well, we can't vote for him, he's a Republican, or she's a Democrat. What happened to us? Are you seriously telling me that party affiliation is all that matters? I say no. One more reason to drop your unresponsive party and switch to unaffiliated, then you can vote for the best candidate, not the one you're stuck with in the boiling pot. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I hope you have a good day. from the Zoomwalt Zone.
We'll start the day with a wintry mix of patches of light snow and sleet and some areas of light rain in the morning. The northern third or so of the state, some light accumulations possible. It'll be cloudy and cold, and then in the afternoon, some patchy light showers or isolated flurries. Highs today ranging from around 40 in northernmost parts of the state to about 50 in the south. Those temperatures coming late. Tonight, an evening flurry or sprinkle possible. Some clearing later with lows upper 20s to mid-30s. I'm meteorologist Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' number one morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Facebook responding to allegations that a company connected with the Trump campaign misused information on 50 million of its users.
Well, then why didn't you just bully them on Facebook or Instagram like any decent human being?
Guess what today is?
Hump day.
If I was in a shark attack and then they had no anesthetic and they had it sewed up, I'd be like, this sucks. But then if two DJs came in to interview me, that's it, I'm done, man.
Let's get this radio show started.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday,
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan, Hour 2. I'm Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey, the LeaderMan's cheery sidekick. Text line number 910-690-0116. You can send your thoughts, corrections, tips, opinions right there to that number. Don't call it, but text it.
Don't forget, of course, we are being seen and heard around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you online at our website at talk973.com. One click of the link at the top middle of the page will get you started. If you're on a mobile device, the YouTube app will do it for you, just because we're in a YouTube format. Put put Mornings with the LeaderMan in there, and we'll pop up. LeaderMan, all one word. If you're just needing our audio, we suggest to tune in iTunes apps. Many other apps will play us also. Put WEEB into those search boxes. And if you're online, the icon in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages that says Listen Live, one tap of that at talk973.com, and you're listening just that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills, more spit and sputter rain for us today. Cloudy with a high of 50 tonight. Still a few isolated showers, a low of 36, but those showers will get fewer and far between as the system pulls out of here. Leaving in his wake some sunshine tomorrow, mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 58 degrees. Then for Friday, mostly sunny, high of 56. Over the weekend, a small chance of a spit and sputter shower. Otherwise, 56 to 58 will be our highs. Right now around the Sandhills, winds are north at 3, visibility 9 statute miles. Pressure is 2962, dew point 36, humidity maxed at 100%, and it's still scattered showers and still 36 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM and 990 AM WEEB. Do have some snow reported on the radar in the northern part of our county, primarily when you get to Lee County and northward, you may run into some snow. All right, it is 8:31 past the hour on this Wednesday hump day. Before we get on to our rim shots this morning, this is also the first day of spring, I do believe, and that'll bring about another round of this.
And now it's time for Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Or BS.
Don't give me that good bullshit.
Is this a chance for me to hear that little ding when I get answers right?
No, it's a chance to hear what you normally get is the buzzer when you get it wrong. Don't give out dings. I could, but I don't. All right. Time for Yes or BS, where we'll give Matt a statement. All he has to decide is yes, it's true, or no, it's total BS.
These are very easy, right? Any idiot should get it.
Winter officially ended on Tuesday, so the topic is spring facts. It's been the first full day of spring.
Wait a minute. You said winter ended in February.
I said on Tuesday.
You said in February earlier.
No. I said.
Don't ever
Spring
argue
got
with me,
here
Steve.
in.
Don't ever argue with me, Steve.
Spring got here in February. Now we're paying the price here in
March.
All
right. So spring started 3 days ago, and
no, it starts
last week.
Today's the first full day of spring. It officially started yesterday. Anyway, the beginning of spring is called the vernal equinox. The word equinox literally translates from Latin as equal nights.
That's correct.
It is true. It's because there are roughly 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of sunlight. And the vernal equinox, on the vernal equinox each year.
Excuse me. Yes would be the proper answer for this format.
Spring is the shortest season of the year.
Spring is the shortest season of the year. BS.
It is BS. Which season is the shortest?
Winter.
Winter is the shortest season in northern hemisphere. Summer is the longest. Spring, I believe that. Spring lasts about 93 days. Summer, 94 days. It's more like summer, 180 days. Fall's about 90 days. Winter, fall's about 15. And winter's 89 days. And the southern hemisphere is reverse. The length of each season is different because the Earth is on an elliptical orbit. We're actually closer to the sun in that elliptical orbit during the winter months, believe it or not. Starting on the first day of spring, the sun doesn't set at the North Pole for 6 months.
Starting on the first day of spring. It doesn't set. Yes.
That is true. The sun and the sun won't rise at the South Pole for the next 6 months. But it's not totally dark the whole time. About 3 of those months are like twilight, where the sun just goes in a circle just above the horizon, or just below the horizon, I should say. The U.S. has more federal holidays in spring than any other season.
Federal holidays, no, BS.
How many holidays are there during spring for the federal government?
During spring, 1.
Which is?
That is...
I had to get one buzz in there. Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Winter has the most with 4. Christmas, New Year's, Martin Luther King Day, and President's Day. Yet our government is non-religious, so why is Christmas in there, I wonder? In the 14th century, it was called springtime. That's where spring comes from.
BS.
No, it is true. Yes, People called it springtime, as in plants springing from the ground. So
That was a weak one.
Hey, if I can buzz you, it's never weak.
Weak, Steve, weak.
If it's so weak, you should have gotten it.
Saying it's a weak one to buzz me on.
All right. Come on, Windows.
Anyway, I should
play
get
radio with me.
Some positive dings out of that one.
All right, let's move on to rim shots this morning. See how we do on this. Kevin Federline, he turns 40 today. He's currently battling with Britney Spears in court for more child support. Can't seem to live off of $20,000 a month. So if you haven't gotten him a gift yet, he could use some money for legal fees or to buy himself some dignity. Former James Bond Timothy Dalton turned 72, so nowadays, when he asks for a drink that's shaken, not stirred, it's totally, or it's usually insured. The Backstreet Boys are opening their own restaurant called Backstreet Barbecue. If it is a success, other boy bands will follow the business model and will one day have cupcake shop called One Confection. Man, if Windows will quit fighting me. You can hear the banging. The mouse won't move anything. Totally messes up the joke. All right, the polygraph test shows Stormy Daniels, a polygraph test that Stormy Daniels took in 2011, 5 years ago, allegedly shows she did have unprotected sex with Donald Trump. I wouldn't take the test results seriously, though, because the machine also said Stormy was telling the truth when she was asking if those breasts were real. United Airlines announced they're going to stop flying pets, so tough news for anyone who owns a schnauzer with a death wish. There's a new shampoo and conditioner that will make your hair smell like eggs and bacon. Or you can just work a 4-hour shift at IHOP. That'll do it. A recent study says that for the first time in U.S. history, there are more elderly people than children. That's bad news for Nickelodeon and tremendous news for CBS. A museum of candy is coming to New York City. It should merge with the Museum of Ice Cream in L.A. and the Museum of Chocolate in Orlando to form the Smithsonian Institute of Diabetic Shock. And those are your rim shots for today. All right, 8:39 past the hour on this Wednesday hump day.
And now it's time for...
Random facts. 1, 2, 3.
We're really out of order today.
What am I thinking? Man, I have really lost it.
Well, you did it. You might as well just go on with it.
My brain was 10 miles from here. All right.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad treats, you go to sleep.
All right, my friends, it's time once again to suck in that big breath of air. Let a big hairy chest stick out. Strut across the floor in the style of the Duke, John Wayne. Belly up to those closet doors, open them up. Look at all our Liberty safes from Cartridge Shooting Sports. And today, let's see here. Let's go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go to safe number 17. No, I'm going to go to safe number 22. You know why it's number 22? Because it's full of 22 bullets and weapons that shoot them. Long bullets, regular bullets. Got them all in this 22 safe. Open it up. Let Matt pick one out.
All right, let's go with your favorite here. This is Smith & Wesson Not that you like revolvers necessarily, but I'm going to give you a Smith & Wesson Model 17 Masterpiece. This is out of the Performance Series, and it's a 22 6-shooter.
Well, it does make it easier to clean up the casings.
It does.
All right, we'll throw that into our holster, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of stupid criminal news. 2 things about this story may be questioned. This guy's judgment. 3, if you count the whole breaking of the law part. A guy in Orlando was running from the police on Sunday after trying to steal a car. And he happened to run past an unlocked bicycle. But instead of jumping on it to get away, he tried to slow the police down by throwing it at them. When he realized they were still on his heels, because they got judgment, they just jumped over the bike. He jumped into a lake to hide from them. But the police had a helicopter that they used to find him. And then the police took him into custody. Then after they had him on a boat, he jumped back into the water with the handcuffs. Genius. Swimming like a dolphin. Luckily, they were able to pull him out so he didn't drown. It's not clear what kind of charges he's facing now.
Why do you say luckily?
Well, lucky for him.
For him, yeah.
Didn't say about society. But you have to help them. That's the deal. He might have mental issues that could be treated. Stupid criminal news number 2. We wouldn't have thought that breaking into a car for a nap might go poorly. No, we wouldn't think that. 62-year-old woman named Dolores Graham of Ocala, Florida, broke into a car on a dealership lot on Saturday because she wanted to take a nap. Once she was inside, she lit up a cigarette. Then tossed it under the front seat when she was done. Nah, nobody will see it there, will they? Problem is, she didn't put it out. Man, those new cars just don't have ashtrays in them anymore, do they?
They don't.
So, anyway, car caught on fire. And even though Dolores had managed to break into the car, somehow she locked herself inside and couldn't get out. So she started trying to smash the front window to escape. That's right around the time the police showed up. After he got a call about something suspicious going on in the dealership, he helped Dolores get out of the car. Then he used the fire extinguisher to put out the fire. And then he arrested her for burglary and felony criminal mischief. And that, my friends, is your stupid criminal news for this Wednesday. Well, we weren't too strong today, but anyway.
Steve, I'm calling on all Moore County businesses to follow the school board's lead and do away with choosing only one applicant to fill vacancies, as that places undue stress on the applicants.
What are you talking about?
School board's doing away with valedictorian and salutatorian because it places undue stress on students.
Now we're back into the Matt's Twilight Zone again.
I'm calling on all mortgage companies to follow the school board's lead and do away with granting loans only to people with good credit, as that places undue stress on the applicants with poor credit.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that cold or allergy you have right now will eventually subside.
I'm calling on the state legislature to follow Moore County School Board's lead and do away with single winners in school board races, because that places undue stress on the poor, delicate as snowflake school board candidates.
Well, I think I'm going to call on you to get buzzed here as we play Match the Mouth.
I won't get buzzed. Oh, Match the Mouth. That's celebrities. Yeah, I'll get buzzed.
Well, we'll see. If I can get the right thing to play today, that's not the one I want either.
While you're doing that, I call on Moore County.
Oh, hush. I'm ready.
One more. Moore County Board of Education to follow its own lead and do away with the schools choosing Teachers of the Year, as that places undue stress on the poor teachers.
All right, if you're not, match the mouth here. If you're not in the moment, you're either looking ahead to uncertainty or back at pain and regret. Was that Oprah, Michael Moore, Alec Baldwin, John Hamm, or Jim Carrey?
Oprah. I don't know who John Hamm is, so I'll take him.
It was Jim Carrey, like we care.
Like some kind of a genius comment there.
Yeah. Jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Was that Usher, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, Drake, or Taylor Swift?
Jealousy is love and hate at the same time. That would be Gwen Stefani. Drake.
It was Drake. I try to eat healthy, but I love fried foods and bad things. Give me a plate of bread, some oil, and salt, and I'm happy. Was it Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, Ted Cruz, Cameron Crowe, or Ellen DeGeneres?
Ted Cruz. The one I don't know, Cameron Crowe? One of the others.
Pick one.
Ellen DeGeneres.
It was Penelope Cruz.
Yes.
You know it'd be the thinnest one in the bunch. They can eat all that and not ever show it. Some people just can eat all the bad stuff and never gain a pound.
It would be nice to be able to afford a personal trainer that comes to your home and works you out in your personal gym 5 days a week, huh?
Yeah. Well, your job is to look good, be marketable.
And you got the money to do it.
Yeah.
Do you like my sexy voice here today, Steve?
No. Apparently people have huge issues with you if you're wearing fake fur. It's not just over tactless concerns. A new poll asked people what's worse, real fur, which is considered by many to be cruel, or fake fur, which is usually made from plastics that can take centuries to biodegrade. The answer is people have more of an issue with fake fur. 24% said fake fur is worse. 16% said real fur. 41% said they're both bad. And only 9% didn't have a problem with either. Probably because they have one of each in their closet.
No, I've got no fur, and I don't give a rat's butt what you're wearing. Don't throw paint. It's fox fur. You're wearing fox? No, fox. Fake.
Well, who would have guessed that spending 65 hours a week reading documents to try to figure out new ways to argue with people would leave you feeling empty and alone? A new study figured out the jobs where people feel the loneliest and the least lonely.
This is for all the lonely people.
Which professions do you think are the loneliest?
The loneliest. I'm going to say some kind of analyst, like accountants.
No. Lawyers were number one.
Well, everybody hates lawyers.
Followed by engineers. No, it's because of their work.
Yeah.
Their work is basically solitary work.
Because of their work, we hate them.
Engineers second, and third is scientist. The three least loneliest jobs are...
I think it's pronounced scientist. The three least lonely jobs, that would be the Walmart greeter.
No.
Prostitutes.
Social workers is number one.
And
followed
social
by
workers.
marketing, because you have to go out and see people. And sales. That's pretty much marketing, isn't it? Let's see. How much time I got? All right. Things you didn't know. Maybe you want to.
Things you didn't know, maybe.
According to Reader's Digest, reading to kids at bedtime in American homes have decreased by what percentage since 1960?
60.
80%. Now you just toss an iPad in the bed and say, go to bed. The average person goes gray 4 years sooner than compared to 40 years ago. A recent study says that this, with abstract art and shapes, can reduce work stress by 24% and anger by 21%.
Cutting pay.
Posters. Nearly 70% of men say they wish they received...
Wait, it can reduce or it can increase?
It can reduce. 70% of men say they wish they received more of these from their partner.
Compliments.
It is compliments. 53% of people will buy this before July 4th holiday.
Fireworks.
Insect repellent in summer fun. A fear of having this happen to you has led many cities to ban sledding.
Crashing.
Being sued. Or a litigious society.
Which is why the lawyers are lonely.
Let's see. All right. Oh, we haven't done this today. Matt's about to have a fit over there. No wonder he's squirming.
And now it's time for...
Random
Facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I already yelled for, and it's not in my contract to yell for more than once a day.
All right, random facts for today, and maybe a spare. The technical term for a burp is...
Erection.
Eruction. Never seen it.
Probably not.
Have you ever heard it?
No.
I haven't.
Probably not one we're all going to use either.
Like, oh man, I just really just had a really embarrassing eruction.
That's why we're not going to use it.
What would people think if you said that?
They would think you're a volcano.
Past air?
No.
I would think that if somebody said that to me. I wouldn't know they burped. The hardest languages for English speakers to learn are Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. I can believe that. Otis Redding read the song Respect in 1965 and released a version 2 years before Aretha Franklin, but his version focused on a man who wanted respect, and respect was a euphemism for sex. In fact, if you have never heard it, let me pause that for a second and let you hear it.
What you want, honey, you got it. And what you need, baby, you got it. All I'm asking for a little respect when I come home. Hey, now, hey, yeah, now, do me wrong, honey, if you want. You can do me wrong, honey, while I'm gone. But all I'm asking is for a little respect when I come home.
All right, he did it first, but then Aretha turned it around and made it about respect in a different context than he was using it. And
it sounded like he said
it's
sex.
the number one requested song for women, believe it or not. Back to our facts. Costco's $1.50 hot dogs soda combo is so popular at Costco. Around the country served 100 million hot dogs a year. That's 4 times more hot dogs than all the major baseball stadiums combined.
I try to get that just about every time I go up there.
And Big Bird almost died in space. Carol Spinney, the puppeteer who plays Big Bird, was invited to fly on the Challenger as Big Bird to get more kids interested in NASA. But the costume wouldn't fit, so she didn't go. And that's,
hey, come to space.
And that's your random facts for today. All righty, 8:56. 4 away from the top of the hour. What can we finish with? All right. Things help you get a little more points with the opposite sex. And here's some good news, bro. Apparently, next time you have a date, you can wear that hilarious shirt you got for St. Patrick's Day that says, "Drunk me, I'm Kiss." I don't get it.
It's because they're drunk, and so they slurred their words and got it all backwards.
I see. Just make sure you iron it first. And the new survey asks, they ask single people to name the worst thing to wear on a date. And top 10 things are, number 1, a wrinkled clothes. Followed by socks and sandals. That's pretty bad. Crocs, baggy clothes. Isn't that all they wear? Kids, I mean. Granny panties, board shorts. I don't know what board shorts are. Clothes that are too young for your age.
Don't wear granny panties on a, mental note to myself.
Pants that are too short or too long. Low-rise pants and super tight shirts. All right, so it goes for this Wednesday hump day. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Thumpin' Thursday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways because they are the backbone of our economy here in Moore County. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create jobs. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leaderman, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll see you this afternoon at 2 at the dog park.
And I'm Matt Horsley with a truism from Eleanor Roosevelt. Remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Stay tuned for Chris Plant, Limbaugh at noon, Hannity at 3, Levin at 6. Follow us and like us at facebook.com/WEEB990. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 for Mornings with the Leaderman.